Councillor Vex Tartoon of the Cygnus Collective smoothed his neck frills, adjusting his ceremonial sash for the 14th time. The Galactic Senate's Grand Chamber buzzed like a Neptunian hive, packed with representatives from over 3,000 systems. Clicks, whistles, and translator chatter echoed off the vaulted ceiling. "Stop fidgeting," hissed his aide Liza, her green scales flaring purple. "You look like a hatchling at flight school." Vex whispered, "This isn't a trade vote. We're deciding a species' fate." Liza's compound eyes rolled.
Humans?
They're barely spacefaring, with combustion engines and watery eyeballs.
Sentient?
Barely. The chamber dimmed, a massive hologram flickering to life. Supreme Chancellor Zog Krill, an octopod from the Aquarius cluster, waved his tentacles for order. "Esteemed representatives," his voice boomed, "we vote on Proposition 42B, quarantine and potential neutralization of Sol Systems Earth and its humans." Vex's secondary heart fluttered. He'd pored over human reports, noting their violence but also something unsettling in their intercepted broadcasts: vitality paradox. Admiral Grok of the Military Council, a draconian in battle regalia, took the podium. "Colleagues," he growled, voice like grinding stones, "humans are a threat. Our assessment is unanimous. Contain them now." Murmurs rippled. "They've waged 15,000 wars against themselves," Grok said, claws sweeping. "They used nuclear weapons on their own world. That's not strategy, it's madness." Holograms showed human conflicts: spears, cannons, tanks, mushroom clouds. "Worse," Grok continued, "their resilience. 5 extinction events, ice ages, volcanoes, meteors, pandemics, their own wars, yet they persist." Liza leaned in.
"Cockroaches." Grok pressed on.
"They kill for ideas, invisible boundaries, unprovable beliefs. They're creative and destructive, writing poetry then building better bombs. They've gone from orbital flights to colonies in 1 generation. FTL travel in 50 years. Imagine them loose in the galaxy." The chamber buzzed with alarm. Vex shifted, uneasy. Grok's words rang true, yet something felt off. Chancellor Krill called Director Thorne a gaseous entity in a containment suit.
Her voice soothed.
"The Science Directorate acknowledges the concern, but human violence is declining." Charts showed reduced conflicts. Their cognitive abilities, abstract thought, problem solving, are in the 87th galactic percentile. They may outgrow their flaws.
Grok snorted.
"A Nexus beast might go vegetarian too. Shall we risk worlds waiting?"
Vex couldn't stay silent, pressing his speak button. To his shock, it lit up.
"Councillor Tartoon," Krill announced.
Vex stood, frills trembling.
"Colleagues, I've studied human transmissions. They're violent, unpredictable, but a paradox. For every war, they forge alliances. For every destruction, they create beauty. They survive not by strength but cooperation, stubbornness." He gestured to the holograms. "Quarantining them won't contain a problem, it'll create a nightmare. A species that unites when threatened will become our worst enemy." Grok's scales reddened. "Poetry over practicality, Counselor."
"Order."
Krill's tentacles flailed. General Drasmogan, a bear like Ursa, rumbled, "We lost 3 vessels in Sol. Humans shot them, thinking they were weather balloons. Unreasoned attackers can't be trusted."
Chaos erupted.
Krill bellowed, "This is the Senate, not a Martian brawl." He called for a vote, Earth as a Class 1 threat, authorizing quarantine or neutralization. Vex hesitated, finger over his console. Liza nudged him.
"Vote no, idiot. You spoke for them."
"What if Grok's right?"
Vex whispered.
"They're dangerous," Liza said, scales blue, "but so are we when cornered.
Threaten them, and conflict certain.
Engage and we might find peace."
Vex pressed no.
The tally flashed, yes 1,872, no 1,127, abstain 14.
Earth was a threat.
Krill's voice was grave. "The Security Council will deploy a fleet to Sol within a quarter cycle."
Vex felt numb as the session ended.
Director Thorne approached, her suit swirling. "They know we're watching," she whispered.
Vex frills shot up. "Impossible.
Our cloaks are perfect. Yet their broadcasts mock us, respond to our queries. Those vessels weren't accidents, they targeted them with advanced tech." Vex's scales prickled. "They're aware." Before Thorne replied, commotion erupted. Delegates crowded terminals, faces shocked.
Thorne's suit froze. "They intercepted our vote," she said.
The Sentinel Protocol is active. Human forces, nuclear weapons, aim skyward. A human message appeared, United Earth Command to Galactic Confederation. We respected your caution, but your vote changes everything. Hostile actions trigger the Sentinel Protocol. We're among you. You never looked. Alarms blared, doors sealed. The central hologram shifted to a human, Admiral Tessa Reed. Hello, Confederation, she said, calm amid panic. We vote no on your proposition. Her image expanded, showing dozens in uniforms on a massive warship in Proxima Centauri. You watched us stumble, but missed our colonies. We've known your posts for a century, captured your vessels, studied your tech. The chamber fell silent. We've built fleets, mapped your worlds. The Sentinel Protocol is active. Aggression will meet response. Reed softened. But we prefer cooperation. Diplomatic vessels arrive in 1 week. Prepare to negotiate as equals. The hologram faded, a countdown ticking, 7 days. Grok roared orders, Krill's tentacles paled. 6 days later, the Senate was silent, eyes on a chronometer, 13 hours, 42 minutes until human arrival. Armed guards lined the chamber, no longer ceremonial. Madness, Liza whispered. Diplomats, not invaders. Grok paced, barking orders. Krill grayed, opened the session. Grok spoke, human vessels approach from 17 vectors with unknown warp tech. Our weapons may fail, but our fleet surrounds the station. Thorn countered, they're diplomats. Warships invite conflict. Vex spoke again, we feared their aggression, yet we meet them with firepower. Who's the threat? Grok snarled, they hacked our systems, captured our ships.
Deterrence, Vex shot back.
Krill called Professor Zully Tech, a wizened diplomat. Humans are pursuit predators, she said, showing explorers, astronauts. They endure, innovate, unite. We insulted them by debating their extinction. We must make amends. The Senate voted to rescind Earth's threat status. Yes, 2,913. No, 86. Abstain, 14. Grok grudgingly stood down forces. Thorn told Vex, the humans requested you for the reception.
His frills flared. Me. You spoke truth, she said.
At the first contact station, Vex joined Krill, Grok, Thorn, Tech, and others. The chronometer hit 0. Space rippled, 17 sleek ships appeared, defying physics. No warp signatures, a technician muttered. The lead ship docked with eerie precision. The airlock opened, revealing Admiral Tessa Reed, her skin metallic, leading humans and aliens, Andromedian, silicon-based, even a draconian. Greetings, Reed said. United Earth Command welcomes dialogue. Her gaze settled on Vex. Counselor Tartoon, your advocacy was noted. Vex stammered, you saw the debate?
Every moment, she said.
Grok growled, your tech defies your development. Jorix Ven, an Andromedian, spoke, I was captured in Seoul, offered collaboration, not dissection. Humans learned our tech, language, culture, while we thought we observed them. Reed added, we prepared as equals, not conquerors. The silicon beings spoke of forbidden physics, shunned by the Confederation. Thorn swirled excitedly. Dangerous knowledge? Only in application, Reed said. Humanity's strength is diverse thought, exploring the taboo. Vex asked, why now? Your vote showed we couldn't wait, Reed said. We've built a synthesis with 24 worlds. The draconian delegate rumbled, if you wanted conquest, this would be surrender. Reed sighed. We choose cooperation. Vex suggested the Senate chamber. As they walked, Reed told him, we predicted your vote, your speech. You saw our truth. At the chamber doors, she added, your mistake wasn't the vote, but thinking you could enforce it.
The doors opened.
Reed whispered, your speech was right. The Senate awaited, the galaxy poised for a new era.